football fans, owners of the world. This is Shotta with Blackburn George and Ehab, and this is the first show for the new 21-22 season. It is an initiative that we think we, the matured gooners, think we need to have. There is no place for us to go. All these other shows have all these very young guys speaking a lot about Arsenal, and I felt that we, most of the matured fans, need a place where we can talk about the Arsenal sensibly. George, welcome. Ehab, welcome.
Hey.
So, guys, are the Gunners ready for the bees? And we're talking about the Gunners. We have to ask the one and only Blackburn George, the Ars Blogger, are the Gunners ready for the bees? We had a preseason. We lost to Hibernian, drew with Rangers, lost to Chelsea, and lost to Tottenham. How much is that important, George? Are we ready? Tell us.
I've no idea. Good morning, everybody. Hello. How are we doing? Hope you're all well. Excited for the new season. But I have no idea how we're playing. And nobody else does either. I don't think the pre-season results matter one way or the other. We could have won all the games, gone into this game and got beaten. It's different. It's a match. So I'm not worried too much about the pre-season. I'm excited to watch Arsenal again. I'm not going to let my dislike for Mikel Arteta personally drag me down and not be excited about the season. I'm looking forward to seeing some of the new players. Ben White, he looks good. Sambi Lokonga, what a name that is, by the way.
I thought out there.
He sounds like a real swashbuckling player, doesn't he? Like a pirate or something. Sambi Lokonga.
Yeah.
I like him. So I like him because of his name. That's about all I know about him. He looked decent, what I've seen of him. Tavares, he looks good. I suspect that we might see him later on playing at left back and Kieran Tierney playing left centre back, because that will give Arteta two options with them overlapping one thing or another. I think we might see that. That looks quite exciting. I think we'll see Bellerin on the other wing, on the other side. I don't think it'll be Callum Chambers, because I think with Ben White and Lokonga pinging diagonal balls, they'll want the fullbacks advanced, and Hector's wick. He can cover more ground quicker than Callum. So we'll see. Thomas Partey's missing, but for me, that's no great loss. It might actually be a good thing. I mean, he's been here for 12 months. He hasn't had a shot on target yet. I mean, not hasn't scored a goal. He hasn't had a shot on target.
Really?
I'm not in the Premier League, no. So I'm not really too concerned about his massive influence being missing. However, Lacazette looks in good form. I think he's absolutely nailed on to start in number 9. People are
yes, I agree with you.
I don't see Aubameyang starting at number 9. It's going to be Lacazette. Pepe, I think he'll play on the other side. And I don't think Saka will start because he's not been back long enough. So we'll see. It's all good stuff, all exciting. You know, let's hope we win. Let's hope we play well. Arteta might actually have a plan. I mean, it doesn't look like he does. It doesn't look like it didn't look last season or the season before that it was going to work. But what if it does?
We'll see. Well, George, we'll come back to that. So, Ehab, what about the opposition? Brentford, the Bees came up via the playoffs.
Yeah.
With your help, actually, and I want to thank you, I was able to see a couple of their games the last couple of years. Because actually, I don't really look at the championships. I'm going to admit that.
Yeah.
And what I did discover is that they are a high-scoring team. for the last 2 years at least. Well, but they had Ollie Watkins the year before with Belrama and the fella Buemo, and he remained and he's still in the team. They also scored a ton load of goals, and I had that written somewhere 80 something this year.
Mhm.
Um, but they also concede a bit. Um, what kind of team do you expect? What kind of team must we expect? Ivan Toney is the man of the moment, and they have reinforced with a couple of players from mostly from France. Well, generally from Europe. The main guy is from France. What kind of team can we expect, Ehab?
Uh, they have been playing the last 9 or 10 games of the season. They have been going to the 3-4-1-2. It's funny because Thomas Frank, the manager, the way he plays is how Arteta is gonna be playing when he gets better. Uh,
Yes, that's your
yeah,
thesis.
they apply the game. It's the same philosophy. Thomas Frank has a little bit more experience. They will start with three center backs because I think this worked for them the last. It's a little bit stabilizing. They have a problem at the back.
Yes.
They have their center back, which is plays in the middle, which is Ager. He's not a bad center back, but he's slow. He
Hmm.
has got the experience. He's a smart guy, but he's not as fast. They have a lot of Danish players in the team. So next to him, there's a guy called Jensen who's going to play there. And there's this new guy who's Pinnock.
Yeah, Pinnock.
And
Yes.
yeah, and I like this guy, but I haven't seen enough of him. So I don't know what to expect. I think those three start at the back. On the right side, he would probably start Canos on the right side at the right wing
Right.
back, wing back.
Yes.
And on the left side, it's a toss up between Henry, who's a better defender than Josh De Silva, the previous Arsenal man. And De Silva has been more of a CDM in the past or a CM in the past year.
Hmm.
So I think he goes with Henry on the left.
Well, Da
Um,
Silva is injured. Injured, by the way. Ehab,
oh,
and Frank confirmed that in his presser that I looked at yesterday.
oh, I
That
didn't really.
that hip injury he got in the playoff that he when that I saw. I don't want to pretend that I saw a lot, but apparently it's still dogging him. Go ahead.
Uh, in the middle, I see them going with Norgard, another Scandinavian player, Onyeka, and the French Janre. Those are the thing with their midfield. They don't have CDMs or cams. It's all box to box center midfield. Those they all can play the ball forward. They all can defend very well.
Hmm.
Uh, the way they move the ball really fast. So uh, their CM is not supposed to be involved so much in the build-up. They only use the midfield when they cannot they cannot attack faster than the other team's defense. So they recycle position, they bring it back. So I think their central midfield is probably going to be there as a utility. They're going to defend. They're just going to play the outlet pass up front for people to run down the flanks on the left and right. Or that being said, Janre is a good, or Janret is a good cam. He's a good playmaker.
Hmm.
He's a lot of this, midfielder who can create, kind of like let's say Jack Wilshere type of player, who can play the ball forward, who can carry the ball forward. And the thing is, the two people in front of him make him so dangerous. And the two people in front of him is as you said, Ivan Toney, who's an elite scorer. He's a lot like Obama Yang, funny enough.
Yes.
He's
He's
quick.
tall and rangy. He's tall and rangy too. That is what struck me about him.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, yes. He's tall and quick. He's tall. He's quick. He's a good finisher. He's a good shooter. He could carry the ball. He could dribble. And next to him is what I think is the most important player of this team, which is Mbuemo.
Yes.
And Mbuemo is used to be a cam. And
Yes.
what they're doing here is they're using this Embuemo guy to just drop back and play just a little bit behind Tony, kind of like what Dennis Bergkamp did. And what they do here is Embuemo can score from anywhere. He's very talented. I don't know if there's a player like him, maybe Human Son, but he's a little bit slower than Son.
Yes, yes, it's less
Yeah,
less mobile and song. Yes, correct.
yeah, he's a guy that can drop back, can create for Tony, can shoot from distance, can create his own shot, can finish in the box. He's the guy that we have to watch out for. I think he plays on the left side, so it's gonna be Ben White and Bayern.
No, he comes in from the right, but he comes in from the right. But
Yeah.
you're correct about his general positioning. Before the, most people are not going to be familiar with their names, and I only know them because I knew they were going to play us, and I took the time, and I know I have a stream to do, and I want people to know that I am I want to sound informed. But what there is hardly. I'm going to come back to George. There's hardly a team that comes up. I've never seen a team come up and beat Arsenal. That's in fact that's all one of our records. What chance does this team have of beating us with the way they play? Because they're not going to change that much. And Frank said this. Frank said they're going to leave everything on the field, and he intends to stay up. He's not guaranteeing it, but he intends to stay up. And starting with this match, they are going to leave everything on the field. Now, having said all of that, what are their chances of nicking a result here this evening?
You're asking me. I don't think they're gonna beat us. They still. This is like the bright lights of the Premier League. They're gonna. If it goes like into the 50th minute and it's 0-0, they're gonna start thinking, okay, this is not an APL team. This is 11 versus 11 again, and it's a toss up. But I think that Arsenal are excited to start this season. I think if Arsenal attack them as quickly as possible, they're just gonna fall back, and they're not a very good defensive team.
Yes, they
Uh,
conceded a lot of goals. I could see that. I mean, they were like third. Even though they scored a lot, they do concede like for a 48 game season. They concede at least one goal a game.
yeah, I think if Arsenal score an early goal and keep coming rather than sit back and relax, this could be a blowout, maybe 4-3, 4-0, 4-1 maybe. But I don't. I if we don't score or we play our kind of football, we'll just sit back and be relaxed about it. And Aubameyang doesn't make runs. I will leave this to George. Um, it, they are going to attack us. They are going to start going on a counter attack. One time, second time, time, and things are going to start working out. And this will make them think that that this will make them think that they can beat us. They are a better team,
Yes,
and they can. They are confident in front of goal. They can finish. They have the finishers. They can. You are going to see it. They can go from their box to our box in three passes,
yes,
and it's gonna be really quick. And our defenders have to just be running on the back foot. And if they create a chance, we're in trouble.
George.
So we have to
George,
shut it down.
having heard all of these trends and a bit about the weaknesses of Brentford, you gave us. We all on most of us on this stream know how Arsenal play. Are we are a better team. You and I on the all of last year spoke about the fact that despite our concerns about the players and some of the players we bought, we're still a much better outfit than Brentford. So, are we going to play any different from last year in playing them today?
I have no idea. But I'm certainly not going to be worrying about playing the third best team in the championship.
Mhm.
I mean, we're Arsenal. I'm still in Arsenal mode. We go to places like that. We play teams like that, and I expect to win. I think, despite Arteta, we can play well, and I think we'll win. And I
George,
hope we do. And I hope we win comfortably.
George, I expect that, and I hope for that. I mean, we are a much better team, but last year we set some records in set of precedent. Teams that we who never ever dreamt of beating us. So that's why I asked the question: is this a concern for you?
No, last year's gone. I'm writing it off. It was horrible, and I'm not gonna punish myself by thinking back to last year all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We can go forward. I like some of the additions, and I just hope everything comes together and they play well. But I'm not going to worry about Brentford, for fuck's sake. I mean, I'll worry when we play City away. That's when I'll start worrying about how we're going to perform. If we can't go to Brentford expecting to win, there's something wrong. And, we can look at all the problems we've had and all the negatives, and that won't do us any good. Let's look forward. Let's at least have one day enjoying the fact that we might be a good team again. We don't know. I was thinking about this, that what if Arteta actually does have a plan and it works?
Yes.
His man management might be horrible, but maybe he does have a plan. Maybe it will work. And there'll be plenty of time to say it hasn't worked if it doesn't work. But at least now we can look forward. It's a new season. I'm really happy. I'm really excited. I'm excited to start watching Arsenal again. And I want to be positive as possible about the team. Because that's what football's about. You've got to be able to enjoy it. You've got to look forward to it. At least while there's hope. And before we've kicked a ball, there is still hope. Probably 20 minutes into the game, I'll be crying and moaning and sending out tweets and calling out Arteta this, that, and the other. But as of this moment, ploughing on. I'm ploughing on with positive attitude.
You're ploughing on when Brentford said they'd be like the bumblebee. George, before I go back to Ehab, I'm glad you're optimistic, and and it's catching. It's a new season and it's Brentford, for fuck's sake. But online, I detect a note of pessimism amongst the big accounts, and I suspect that it might be a lot to do with the fact that the preseason didn't the results. They're the ones who tell you, preseason results didn't matter when.
No.
But George, what is your thoughts on that? Is that a contrarian indicator? Have you noticed that?
I'll tell you why it is. I'll tell you why there's a pessimism and negativity among the big accounts, because that's the popular opinion at the moment, and they're going with it.
Yes.
Going with it because most people are a bit down, deflated about the transfer window, deflated about last season. People are down. They see that. What will make me popular? What will get me likes? What will get me retweets? I'll join in with that. That's what it is. There's not a fucking honest opinion amongst a lot of them. It's all bollocks. I have no time for them, and they all go around mutually backslapping each other.
Yes.
Shitty fucking blog is interesting as watching paint dry, and then they'll all be slapping each other on the back. They'll go on fucking podcasts together, all talking about how much they know about football. They don't know a fucking thing, really, any more than me, and I know fuck all, really.
Exactly.
So they just piss me off, so fuck them.
Well, George, and by the way, George, that is why I decided that, I would, despite all the minds, all the, I'm trying to remember that saying, but, I've decided that we need to have something positive, because these guys say the same bullshit just to get popularity. Ehab.
Yeah, we say bullshit as well.
Oh, yes.
Don't exclude us from this little gang.
I'm the number one bullshit. I get my share.
This little gang of idiots includes us. Fucking hell.
Ehab, you've joined the gang. But what are your expectations this afternoon my time, but it's early evening your time in England? What are your expectations of result? Are you with George? Brand new season, anything can happen. Damn the
Yeah,
negativity, damn the torpedoes. That is what I wanted to say before. What is your expectation? Do you think we can? This is going to be an easy victory for the Gunners.
yeah. If we score, I expect us to score like in the first 20 minutes and go on to win this like 3-1 at least.
Hmm.
I hope so. I honestly hope so. This is their manager is better than our manager, but our players are much better as a team. We are much better as a team defensively. We're more stable as a team. We should have. We don't even need a game plan, as George said, the third best team in the championship. So it's we shouldn't be struggling with them. It has to be. We have to know, and this has been a problem. We have to go in knowing we are Arsenal. We are not the eighth team past 2 years. We are not the team that everybody on Twitter is talking about. Like we need 25 new players.
Yes,
We are the Arsenal. We have international players. We have great players who can get in so many teams around the league. They have like Joe Willock didn't start for us, and Newcastle did whatever they can to get him. So this is a good team. We need to go out there and believe that we are the better team, attack them, pin them back, and they, just do whatever we can just to use their back back three to our advantage. I think Emil Smith Rowe has a big game. Saka is a great player. He's gonna have a great game regardless.
he's not gonna play.
And
He's not gonna play though. He's just came back. I don't see it. I mean, he might probably get 10 minutes.
if he gets to play, I think ESR is the key here. If he gets the ball down the middle and he opens up those three, just make them a little bit uncomfortable, push them back. We are gonna score a lot of goals. I think at least 3-1 Arsenal. It's good to start with 3 points. It's always good to start with 3 points. I hope we win this.
Yes. Ehab, before I'm gonna we did by the way, listeners, this show will be a quick spin. It's not the leisurely interviews of the summer, so we'll be done in a few. But
Mhm.
George, Ehab, we never spoke about the expectations for the season, by the way. But I'll tell you what the bookies say, and this will probably deflate George. But Arsenal's chances of winning the league, according to the bookies, are 50 to 1. If you if you Spurs, if you go with Manchester City, it's 4 to 6, so you'll only get 60 cents on your dollar. Um, Chelsea 5 to 1, Liverpool 5 to 1, Manchester United 8 to 1, Spurs 40 to 1. So what are your expectations? Are the bookies right?
For, for me, yeah, I think we're still miles away from winning the league. You never know what happens. As Wenger said, if you don't believe, there's no use of doing it, of trying. But I always go into the season expecting that we're gonna have a good season. If I want to be realistic, outside of the Arsenal shirt, this is at best the top six season. Um, I hope we do better because spending 200 million in a year and a half after we spent 300 million in a year and a half prior, and adding that to a good team is just it will be sad to finish in top six and think of it as a progress. But we have to be realistic. And if we finish top six and keep Arteta, maybe could be looking at top four next year.
Well, let's see. George, you just heard those ads. Do they turn you off? What are your odds? I'm sorry. Do they turn you off? Are they realistic?
No, they're realistic.
Hmm.
In
Well, the
fact,
bookies never
I'd
put
say,
those odds out.
I'd say they're
Sorry,
quite.
go ahead.
I'd say they were quite over generous. I would us winning the league. I'll give you 1,000 to 1. We're not winning the league.
You don't. We
We're
can't
not
go
getting,
Leicester.
we're not getting top four, in my opinion. But I do hope we can get fifth. It might be quite a distant fifth. I think we're better than Tottenham. I think we're better than West Ham.
Mhm.
Leicester, that might be a problem. So fifth to sixth, and I won't cry. Just play some good stuff, play some entertaining football, finish where we should, which in my opinion is fifth or sixth, and I'm happy enough. I'm not demanding that we win the league. It's, what I mean? You have to be an idiot to do that. I mean, we've got lots of idiots, and give them credit for their optimism. But I won't be joining in. No sirree. I'm not setting myself up for disappointment by asking to win the league or get top 4 even.
Yes. Our fellow member of the uncensored team, Myso, says play entertaining football and we'll be happy. And I did ask you that question before, and I'm not going to ask you again, George. But what about the transfer window before we close out? Everybody's hoping for a big signing before the end of by August 31st. But Arteta started talking about sustainability and responsible spending in his presser yesterday, and that probably got all those big accounts. That's probably why they were so pessimistic yesterday. Afterwards, George, you expecting anything?
No, not really. Not really. I said before the kickoff, I thought our net spend would be less than 50 million. I think by the time we've sold some players, Joe Willock, maybe Eddie will go, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I think we'll get most of the money back that we've spent and we won't have much of a net spend. But the idea that we're going to be signing Maddison, Odegaard, Christ knows who else.
All of them.
OR.
Oh, yeah.
Another pirate sounding name, isn't it? Congo and OR. That would be a good fucking midfield, wouldn't it? It'd frighten the opposition to death. So, no, I'm not expecting a great deal more because, like I said, I don't want to labour the point, but we're going to make over £100 million loss this season. Where the hell is this other 150 million going to come from? I think the team's okay. I think it's okay to get 5th. It's good enough to get 5th. Is Arteta good enough to make it happen? We'll see. Let's hope he is. Yes. There we go.
He needs a backup goalie, though, George. That is absolutely necessary. Final question to you, and you can respond to this. And your expectations of the score?
2-0.
And you, Ehab, your expectations of the score?
No, I said it's going to be 3-1 at least.
Well, you guys are very optimistic. I am going to... I think we'll win, but I won't be surprised if it's a draw. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. The first of the Weekly Arsenal. I think we had a blast here. I think we touched on all the main points. I'm looking forward to the comments and the responses on Twitter and on Twitter, because we do broadcast directly through Periscope. This broadcast will be available on YouTube all day until next week when we get back together again every Friday, because that is the time that is most convenient to all of us, and it worked out very well. Listeners, remember to like and subscribe on YouTube. If you are among the many fans that want a really serious, matured opinion, people who don't throw their wet their finger and hold it up in the air to find all the temperature, how the wind is blowing, then this is your place to come and hear some football. That's what we're going to discuss. Thank you very much, George. Thank you very much, Ehab. I loved it. I don't know about you guys.
How dare you call me sensible and knowledgeable? How dare you do
that? Contrary to what Twitter thinks. And Ehab, thank you very much.
What I think.
Ehab, thank you very much. I know you've been up and about and around and traveling, but finally we tracked you down and you're back with us. Until next week, fans, remember to like and subscribe. Thank you.